Hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of the Suited Kings podcast.
Vegas edition.
Vegas edition, that's right. This is the first time that we have recorded while we're both... Well, actually, I think we did technically record one early on when we were in Iowa or something, but...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did.
I don't even know if we released that one.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Anyways, here we are in Vegas. We're on our nice Airbnb here. It is Thursday. I think we both got in Tuesday.
Can you tell by my voice that I sound like I've been in Vegas for a year?
Yeah, you look like it too. I don't even want to say what you look like right now, but yeah, so we're here. The World Series has just started. Max, you have actually not played anything yet.
I have not. I fired online a little bit to the first. So I've been here for 2 days already. This is my... I had 2 sleeps so far, so this is my essentially third day.
Yep.
What are you smiling at?
I've had 2 sleeps.
Yeah.
You could use some more sleeps, buddy.
Yeah, dude. So we'll just kind of give a quick explanation of what happened, why I sound like this right now. But we went and sweated our good friend Josh Riker and guest of the podcast last night at the Luxor. What is the name of the arena? It's a video game arena. I can't remember. It's something X something. Anyways. Yeah. So
he won.
He ended up winning the tournament. There was 6 left. It was him, Landon Tice, Jesse Lonis. I think some guy with the last name Queen. Can't remember his first name. And then another guy, Smith, maybe something like that.
Yeah. Anyways, like Jesse Lonis, obviously a crusher. He's been having a fantastic year.
I mean, he's been having a fantastic couple years.
Yeah.
Since I just watched him win a USPO, if I remember correctly, as well. The US Poker Open on Poker Go.
Yep.
For the Eagle.
Yeah. Yeah, and Landon, obviously a great player. I don't know I didn't recognize the names of the other players. And so I actually was not there last night.
Wes was firing the 500.
I did. I fired the 500, and spoiler alert, I also played a little online, which means that I busted the 500. But, it was fun, and I actually had a winning day despite busting the 500, so it was a good start overall.
That one's not too hard to get out of.
No, not at all. I did have a couple interesting spots, and then just a couple sort of fun spots or fun stories of, I guess I would say the WSOP experience.
So we'll get into that, and I guess for listeners, so just to clarify quickly, I stayed up until 1:30 watching Josh win the WPT last night, and then I had to wake up 4:30 this morning to get work done. So I'm on about 3 hours of sleep. But
yeah.
So, anyways, apart from that, our goal while we're out in Vegas is to continue doing the podcast. We're going to switch the format up a little bit.
Yeah, so I think our plan is to release more podcasts throughout these next few weeks, but they will be shorter ones. So,
yeah, and it'll be focused on our grind out here in Vegas.
Yeah, we'll be talking about hands we've played, tournaments, spots we're in.
Maybe, who we've met, things like that.
Yeah,
stories.
Maybe a few fun stories here and there, and hopefully some final table breakdowns.
Yeah, we want to share our experience with you, but also keep the strategy, the strategy part of it all together.
Yeah. So I think going into each episode, we're not going to have a specific topic picked out, but we'll just talk some hands, talk some Vegas, and
thank God for coffee, bro. I'm just finally finishing this first one.
You're getting a little of that zip back. Your smile looks more like the Max smile.
Yes, here we are. So, yeah, I got in a couple days ago. You fired your first WSOP event yesterday. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and start with you.
Yeah, so it got off to a pretty fast start for me. I registered level 5, so I came in with 25K at the 500 big blind level. I won like one hand in a couple orbits, and then at 300, 600, a rec player in the cutoff made it 1,500. I was on the button with ace-3 of diamonds.
How many chips did he have?
He started with, so I had about 29K, and he had about starting stack.
So you had 50-ish bigs?
Yeah, he had a little over 40.
At 40 starting? Okay. They start you deep.
Yeah, and so we're hearing some weird sound on this end.
Yeah, sorry, guy. Well, it's actually someone downstairs, I think. So just a reminder, we're in a Las Vegas house with a few other people, and they might be doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
We might get some different things happening, and this is kind of it's a different style.
We're winging it. But
yeah, winging it.
Okay, so anyways, I have ace 3 of diamonds. He opens 2.5x from the cutoff. You can kind of go, there's some reason to flat, some reason to 3-bet. I felt like...
I mean, you're relatively deep enough. So it's cutoff versus button, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I decided...
He made it just 2x?
2.5.
2.5x.
I decided to flat here. I just like playing on the button.
You're in position, and you have that hand can flop decently well.
Yeah, I think if we were in earlier position, I might try and 3-bet just to isolate and to, obviously trying to get a fold. But, I'm not afraid to let in the blinds or anything. This is a...
what's funny is I can promise you that by the end of the summer, you would be pure 3-betting this on the button after playing with all the Euros all summer long.
Yeah, maybe. I think part of it had to do with...
I like the flat. I'm just...
Yeah, absolutely. You know that feeling when you can't really explain, but you just feel like this is the right play in the moment?
If you have that feeling, I think it's so important because that conviction is all
and by the end of the hand, we'll see that maybe I was onto something or maybe it was just random.
Okay, so it sounds like you had the nuts or you had a big hand. Anyways, let's go.
Continue. So anyways, I flop a straight flush draw, 5-5 deuce with 2 diamonds.
Okay, and you had ace 3 of diamonds?
Yeah, so obviously this is great. The blind's folded. So there's 4,500 in the pot. He bets 2,300, so right around half. Obviously, I have the...
Did you say his player type? Does he seem
He's
confident?
definitely a rec player.
Okay.
Yeah, he was saying stuff. He sort of had the image of someone who has played some and has watched a lot of poker and thinks he knows a lot about it, but maybe he's sort of like emotionally wrapped up in the moment.
It sounds like most players.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a crazy description. I'd been at the table for maybe 20 minutes. So
he bets half here. Before you say what you're going to do, I feel like for me, this is just a pure flat.
So again, I think that's reasonable. So I actually decided to raise right now.
Interesting.
So
I want to hear about what your reasonings are.
Yeah, I was just going back to like thinking about it mathematically. So let's say if he has a pocket pair of any sort, we're basically flipping, so that's sort of a neutral point. Like if I get it in against a pocket pair, that's totally fine. Like I might be a favorite.
Yeah. So you're willing to run it here, obviously, yeah.
Definitely. And so my second thought is like, this sort of player is not going to necessarily double barrel bluff here a lot. So if this player has an absolute nothing hand, it's likely that I will not get any value if I hit my hand. Thirdly, and this was probably the biggest consideration that led me to raising here, is if my opponent has worse diamonds than me, he's not going to fold right now. And so this, in a sense, it's not really a semi-bluff so much as it is just a value raise. And so I'm trying to get it all in against worse diamond draws that I'm crushing.
That makes sense.
And so, yeah, that was the biggest consideration. And I certainly...
That makes sense, yeah. I mean, and you have those hands just absolutely crushed.
Yeah, so I make it 7K, and he pretty quickly goes all in. I call, and he has kings, so maybe I was onto something with my pre-flop intuition.
Yeah.
Turn 9 of diamonds, and I win, and he just...
Oh, what was the reaction?
So the 9 of diamonds comes off, and he just sort of throws his arms up like, God!
Yeah.
And then he said something, as we were counting it out to make sure I had him covered, he was just sort of mumbling like, didn't even think about it, as if I should ever consider folding my 15 out. Like I have an overcard, I have a gut shot with the nut flush.
And that's
draw.
if he has kings.
Yeah.
Like you said, he also has worse flush draws, etc.
Yeah, I could be a huge favorite here. And against kings, I have 15 outs. Like it is, when I'm raising that, it is the most slam dunk call when he jams.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it was sort of a natural.
Do you have a rule of thumb for calculating equity against hands without seeing them, like knowing how much equity you have there? So just kind of off topic, but I kind of do as well here. But like against kings here, are you able to quickly calculate what your equity is, and how would you do that?
So on an unpaired board, I'll have over 50%. On a paired board, it's closer. I'll probably, we can look it up. I think I'm a very slight favorite against kings, but there is a quick rule to do it, but it's actually pretty inaccurate because some people have said like, if there's one card to come, you double your amount of outs.
Yeah.
And if it's 2 cards to come, you multiply by 4.
Okay.
But that actually isn't like, that would mean that I have 60%. And I definitely don't have 60% because it doesn't account for your opponent's other outs, and it's just not that.
And another way to look at it too is like, say you have, say we put our opponent on either kings or then also a flush draw. It could be either of those hands.
Yeah.
Like against kings, what I'm thinking about is if I have 2 cards to come, I have every diamond, and then I have the ace, and then I essentially
and the 4. Yeah.
Did you say that you calculate it by 4 when there's 2 cards to come?
That's the rule, but that's not accurate.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because it's not quite exactly 1 or 2 to 1 or whatever.
Yeah, you'll make some.
But you can roughly estimate by assuming that each out has roughly 2% equity.
Yeah, so it's like when you're on the flop and both your hands are exposed. Now there are 45 cards left in the deck, so each out is a little over 2%.
Yep. Yeah, just a little bit over. Yep.
Yeah. So that does make some sense that way. And then so sometimes your equity is actually higher, but then in this case, it can be lower because he will also have, if he hits a king or a 5, I'm just dead.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
it calculates in that small percentage into the equity.
Yeah, it doesn't account for that. It doesn't account for like, for some, you're not always counting backdoor stuff, which is sometimes more prominent. Anyways,
yeah.
So, but to your point, if let's say he either has kings or a flush draw, so I would also account for like, if he has 10-8 of diamonds, he has 6 outs, but I have a ton more outs even if he hits. So like he has probably under 20% there. So if I average that, I figure out the amount of combinations of flush draws and the amount of combinations of pocket pairs. So like 6 combos of kings, 6 combos of queens, etc.
Yeah, and then how many combos of flush draws?
I kind of average it in my head that way. So if I think he either has, let me put it this way: of all the hands he's going all in with, he either probably has a pair or a flush draw, and so against that range of hands, I'm a pretty substantial favorite.
Right, because he's going to have more combinations. Well, is he going to have more combinations of flush draws than he is?
He'll have more combinations of pairs, but I'm roughly flipping against those, and I'm a big favorite against the flush. So on average, I'm over 60%. So
you're favorited to win against his majority of his range.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, after that, I busted a couple more people. I was on a heater. I got up to 100K from 25K within like an hour. And then I just kind of went a little card dead. I doubled a couple people up after I got moved to a new table. Lost a flip, lost ace queen versus queens. There wasn't a whole lot else that happened. So there was one decent bluff I had and one mistake I think I made. And we can briefly touch on those.
Yeah.
So they're actually against the same guy. And it was, this rec player.
They're all rec players to us.
Yeah, a lot of them are in these tournaments.
Right.
So the mistake we'll start with is blinds were 501K. He's in early position. He makes it 2,500. Folds to me in the big blind. I have 6-7 off. I call. So 6,500 in the pot. Flop is 5-7-3 with 2 diamonds. I have top pair with a gutter, and I have the 6 of diamonds. So I sort of just naturally check this, and I think I should just lead. This favors my range, and also it's the sort of spot where I don't think I'm going to get. I think he's going to respond pretty honestly to me, to my play, and there's actually. a decent amount of reason to just deny equity to 2 random overcards here.
Okay. You think he's checking back a lot?
Not necessarily. So I checked, he bet 2K.
Do you check raise?
So this is the real mistake. I think I should have check raised here.
I think that's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I check called.
Okay. I don't think that's terrible either.
It's fine.
But like you said, I think the main component to check raising here is find out where you're at. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's to deny equity.
Yeah. Deny equity. I can get some value from
But you also get a little bit of information typically. Yeah, you get a little bit of value.
Anyways, turn offsuit 10. I check called again. River 10 of diamonds, which brought the flush. I checked. He checked back with king 10. So he paired the turn and made trips on the river, but he was afraid of the check flush. Jamming.
Yeah.
So I lost that one, and maybe I only noticed the mistake because I ended up losing. And
you might call that river if he bets it.
I would not have called. I would have been tempted to jam, but I don't think I would have done it.
Okay, turn your hand into a bluff.
Yeah, because it's
kind of balling.
Yeah, it's the sort of hand that is good to bluff with. But.
Yeah, and this is an important thing. Like going for value is one of the most important things you can do. Who was it that we were just talking to? It was Ian. It's like one of the main things he teaches his students is to go for max value, like to every student. Like that's like one of the main components. And like you don't have to be afraid to just kind of bet small here and try and get called by worse. And if you get raised or bluffed, like sometimes that happens.
Yeah, it's easy to sort of see the monsters under the bed, especially in a bigger spot. Like, oh, I think I'm ahead, but what if I get check raised and I have to fold this hand? Like, it can be easy to take sort of the easy route.
But he's getting value from a decent amount of hands with what he's got by the river, right? He had king 10. So
reasonable. I don't know if he actually is but it was because I did not see him as someone who was going.
I think
to bluff.
Maybe not against you specifically, but against rec players who are sticky.
I think if the diamond didn't come in, if the third diamond didn't come in, then I'm tempted to call with a 7.
Okay.
To be fair, then he probably.
You're all
does
right
that.
because that makes sense.
Anyways, I think I got a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, I think. I didn't actually consider leading that much. I actually talked to Ian about the hand, and he suggested leading, but I thought more that I should have made like a small check raise on the flop.
Yeah, Ian said that you'd run this by him.
Yeah, I ran into him on break.
Okay.
So
okay, yeah, I like that. I think that's good.
And then we'll talk about when I bluffed the same guy, just because it's a little more fun.
Yeah.
So it was. Oh man, what was it? I'm trying to think now. I think it was the same level.
Do we need to plug you back in?
I know. The robot is unplugged. I don't know what's going on. I think it was the exact same level. So 501K. I opened to 2,200 in early position with King Jack offsuit. He flats from 2 seats over, blinds full.
How many bigs do you have?
We both have at least 70. We're both pretty deep.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, pot is 6,900.
Giggity. Wes gave me a little wink when he said
that. Flop is queen 9-8, so I have a gut shot to the nuts. Queen 9-8 rainbow.
Okay. So remind me, he's in what position? Your early position?
He's like hijack.
Okay.
And I'm middle
position.
It's
8-9 queen, so you got the gutter to the nutter.
Yep, gutter to the nutter in the overcard.
All right.
So I bet 2,200.
Okay.
No. I bet 2,300. Same thing, pretty much.
But it's like, is that third pot?
It's exactly third.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
And my goal here is he can have 7s and all the lower pocket pairs. I'm trying to get those to fold.
And also his ace X's.
Yeah. Ace X suited, like ace 7 suited and lower. I'm trying to get that stuff to fold. Anyways, he calls. Pot is 11-5. 10-5.
Yeah.
11-5.
11-5. Yep.
And
what is the turn?
Turn is the 4 that brings in the full rainbow. So this is good in the sense that if he had like 7-8 suited with a backdoor, or ace-8 suited with a backdoor, ace-9 suited.
I'm like going like 80% here.
Yes, yeah. And he can even have ace-jack, ace-10.
Well, you're just putting pressure on all, like anything that's not queen X.
Yep. So I bet 8,500, which is like just under 3/4.
Okay.
he thinks for a while and folds, and
Okay.
I liked that bluff a lot because
That's a great bluff.
I was thinking
You also block hands like king, queen,
I block some good queens,
and then jack, queen. Yeah,
yeah. I do block the nuts, although I didn't get. I wasn't really
jack
worried
10,
about.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't super worried about that, just on how he acted on the flop.
Okay.
But yeah, I think on the turn, I was like, okay, I was targeting a certain amount of hands on the flop, and then after he called, there were still a lot of hands that call flop that I can get to fold on the turn.
I'm glad you shared this one because I think a lot of our listeners are still working on everybody's working on their game, but a lot of our listeners who are newer to the game, I should say, they need to kind of figure out a thought flow. What's a good word for that?
That makes sense.
Yeah, like a thought flow, like how you think through hands. And I think that was a good explanation of each street having to make different decisions.
Yeah, I'm glad. It would have been, if he had called the turn, it would have been a tricky river if I didn't.
Well, right.
We'll
say, okay, so let's say river comes an offsuit for another 4. So it just pairs it goes 4-4 turn river. Do we just... that's say we have ace queen. Mm-hmm. That hand doesn't scare us, or that 4 is pretty much it's a banana.
Yeah. Like I'm betting like
you're
king,
value
queen,
betting
and better.
Yeah. King, queen, ace queen. You're still value betting, but you're not jamming. So obviously,
no,
way
I
too
would.
Deep.
So 17. So my bet size might be like 21.
Would you go for it here? You think?
It's tough because. So the situation that I would go for it is if there was a backdoor flush draw on the turn. Then I'm like, there's some easy hands to blow off.
Because now you know that he whiffed
now
those.
I'm like, I'm hoping I can get, maybe he called turn with jack 9 suited or 10-9 suited, pair and a gutter.
That's thinking on a deeper level because it's like
I think he's ever going to fold a queen? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's either you have more things for him to fold now, like those backdoor hands that he floated with and turned more equity by with a flush draw,
right?
And then with the river, so you're like, these are more combinations of hands that he could have that I can now get to fold. That beat me
exactly. Yeah. So as it stands, like there were no backdoor draws. So when he calls the turn, that means he has, I would think, either a pair and a gutter, or at least a queen.
Yeah. Yep.
And
it seems fair.
It's like how much of that do I think is going to fold?
You could just have like ace 9 suited as well.
Yeah, I think it's one where I'm supposed to go for it. I think this goes back to we've talked about how people probably overfold on the turn. So when he calls turn, and there aren't really there's not the ace jack suited with the backdoor flush draw that I could get to fold. Like I might give up.
Okay.
Exploitatively.
Okay. So how did that? So did you bust shortly after?
Well, it was a while after.
I guess you had 70 plus bigs and you won that pot, so you probably didn't bust right after that.
Yeah, I was back up to close to 100. There weren't really any big spots. It was just small pot. I stopped hitting flops and
just kind of chipped down at that point.
Yeah, got moved to another room and eventually had like 10 bigs, had king 5 suited versus ace 5 suited in the blinds, and that was that.
How did the so I got a hand I want to run by you after this, but how was the experience? How did the feeling go? Did it feel different? Like, did it feel like the normal WSOP, or what did it feel like?
Yeah, it was great. The first couple dealers I had were pretty slow, but actually most of the dealers I had throughout the day were pretty reasonable, which at the beginning of the World Series...
there's always just a bunch of very new dealers. So be kind to them. Make sure,
help them out, be patient.
It's tough as well because a lot of them don't speak English.
All of these did, but there's certainly some that don't, and even if they do,
not that that's an issue. It's just trying to help someone. The communication barrier.
Yeah, and it's easy to, they can feel flustered in the moment once they know they made a mistake too, right. And just keep them calm, but also pay attention to the, make sure the bet sizes are.
I could imagine how stressful that would be as a new dealer in there, and then you got these players because so many poker players are just so entitled and just trying to talk shit and.
Yeah, and even when you're not trying to be a dick, it can come across that way.
Especially you. For real? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's exciting. I'm excited to play some poker today.
Me too.
I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do. I'm torn. We'll follow up with this on the next podcast, leave you guys sweating. But right now I'm deciding between the last flight of the 1100 win, 2 million guarantee. It started like an hour ago. So I would have to edit this and get out the door with you and take a shower. I know you're trying to get out the door, so we'll see.
I'll probably fire the mystery bounty today.
Yeah,
it already started as well. But so, maybe last piece of advice for the people here, if you're coming out, it's like some of these events, it's just not, like if you're out here for a long period of time, starting every tournament from level 1 can be pretty draining and not necessarily the most useful. Not that, there will be some events I start right away, but I don't feel the need to, I late reg sometimes, and
give yourself some breath so you're not just in there all day, every day.
Yeah. And like, I'm also playing online and stuff, so this is kind of
This applies to people who mostly are having a big schedule. So if you're someone coming out and playing a few events, you can kind of disregard this advice, in my opinion.
Yeah, and like when when you and I, Max, are like traveling to an MSPT, if we're there that morning, we're hopping in by level 1. But yeah, when you have a big schedule on your hands, it's not, you can have an 11 hours of actually playing, not including the breaks. And then if you make it through, you have to start, 10 or 12 the next day. So it's like, you can save yourself a little time, just make sure you're pacing yourself. And
I think giving a good tip on each episode while we're here would be good. Just things that things that we realize as we go through it.
Yep.
Yeah, so let me run one quick hand by you. This will be really quick. I'll probably slaughter this hand history because I'm just trying to recall it off the top. I didn't write any of it down.
Sounds good.
It's actually not a World Series of Poker event. It's the Blitz on Global.
All right.
There's 18 left, 14 pay. I have 29 bigs.
All right.
I'm 5th in chips.
Yep.
Chip leaders on my direct.
Wait, how many pay?
14.
I feel like it's usually 12 or 15.
Okay, maybe it was 12 and there's 16 left. There was 4 from money.
That checks.
I think that's it. 16. Okay, you always get
29 bigs.
Yeah, 20. So I mean, but that's decently deep at this point. And
especially for global tournaments.
Yeah. So I'm 5th of, we'll say 16, 12 pay. I got the chip leader on my direct right. He has 75 bigs. Deep.
It's a lot of bigs.
He's got a lot of bigs at that point. So one thing I will say is that he's had, an incredibly large stack. I've only been at his table for the past 20 minutes.
Okay.
He's folded everything, and I was surprised. I was expecting him to kind of just be clicking
away.
So
he wasn't...
I think
he wasn't running the table.
He didn't get any of the chips at my table. I think he just coolered the shit out of a bunch of people because he seemed kind of relatively tight.
That makes sense.
Okay. So it folds all the way to him in the small blind. And at this point, he's already folded his button after folding to me once or twice. So, I know he just doesn't open any button.
Yeah.
He makes it 2 big blinds.
From the small blind, that's weird because you're out of position. You want to size up.
Right. Well, exactly. Okay. So we have King 6-0.
Okay.
We just got a flat here, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You're just getting too good a price and position.
Okay. We flat. Seems normal. Flop comes ace, 6, deuce, 2 spades. I do not have a spade.
Okay.
He bets 2 big blinds.
All right. I'm definitely calling. I think there's not really another play besides call. Hopefully he shuts it down or you turn a king or a 6.
Right. Okay, so he bets 2, I call. What do we got in the pot here now? So it's
8 plus the antes, so 8.8 maybe, if it's an 8-handed table.
Turn comes the 6 of diamonds.
Okay, so you have the nuts except for a full house.
Yeah, I feel like I have the absolute stones here.
Yeah.
He bets 3/4, so 6 bigs. Mm-hmm. Or just over 6, like 6.5 or something, or 7, right in there. We're in position. What do we do here with the king 6? Should I tell you my intuition, or what? Or let's hear what you thought. What you would do before?
My thought is just a call.
Okay. And then, because we're in position.
We're
only worried about giving equity to a flush draw, kind of essentially.
Right. Yeah, and even
I expect to have a lot of ace-x here.
He could have ace-x, and he is in a spot where he could bluff you.
But I kind of took that almost all bluffs out.
Yeah,
at this point.
So are you? you're even taking spades out of the equation.
No, I'm not.
So he could bluff with spades, but other than sort of the natural bluffs, he's not going to do anything else.
Exactly. Natural bluffs. Yeah. So his semi bluffs.
Okay, so maybe that's an incentive. Like if you think he either has spades or an ace, or if you're lucky, he has a worse six.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Then maybe we just raise because
I don't think he has worse sixes.
And let me put it this way too.
I think you'd be flatting 6-7 suited, etc.
If he has a six, like you're probably getting it anyways, unless a spade comes.
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly it. I feel like after I call this turn, we're setting up the SPR is pretty close to where we can just. It's not quite 1-to-1, but
yeah. So I would say this spot in general, I'm calling because he should be bluffing. He should be bluffing a lot. Mm-hmm. Do you think if he has spades and he misses the river, do you think he's going to bluff?
I don't think he would.
Okay, so then if you don't think you're getting value from those on the river,
okay, good.
I just like raising because, you get to shut out the equity and maybe he'll call you with an ace.
Okay, I think that's good information to hear. Considering my opponent, I agree with you now. I did not. I went with flat.
That would be my instinct,
Yeah, so I did go with flat in the moment. The river comes... what was it? It was a banana. It was like an offsuit 10.
Okay.
No spades came through unless he somehow was bluffing with pocket tens and river.
Right.
Yeah. So anyways, the pot is now, let's see, it's 612. It's 20 big.
21.
21 bigs.
Yeah, 22.
And I think I have 22 behind or something, or 21 behind, something like that.
You have probably about pot.
It's just about 1-to-1 SPR. He bets 12.2 big blinds.
Interesting. So you only lose to a boat.
Yeah. Do we just go for here every time?
I think we just jam.
And we're right next to the bubble, too, which kind of sucks.
What I would say...
And we think our opponent just isn't... God, that's so weird.
Yeah. So what I would say is if I had a six... our kicker... We have the top kicker, obviously. So if we had a six that didn't have a kicker... because right now, if we had six,
flat,
8, 6, then our kicker is ace 10. So if I had a six with a kicker, without a kicker, I would just flat because, when we have king six, there is a chance that he has a six himself still.
Yeah.
Even though
it's unlikely against our opponent specifically, but yeah.
But yeah, he would definitely call it.
Just a reminder: this is blind versus blind too, people. Now we've been in this hand for a bit, so just kind of a refresher. So,
anyways,
I decided to just go for value.
Did he have aces?
Point. He did not have aces.
Okay.
He had deuces.
Oh my god!
I was surprised he just makes it 2 BB, and then I just got my face cooler there, and then soft bubbled the tournament. So
yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, I think you played it well.
Right. That was more so my question. I guess I did take something away from this is I should be raising that turn, even though I would have still lost the hand. That didn't change anything. Yeah. But I
would say the one good thing about calling the turn, even against him, is. If the river bricks like it did and he checks...
I still want to fold ace X's either.
Yeah, he might check call an ace on the river because spades miss, so you could have the draw. The fact that... It's actually kind of a disaster for him. If you had a weaker six and you just call river, that he... he should stack you with when he has a boat like that, he should get it all from a six every time.
I'm surprised he didn't jam the river. You can tell, I'm just guessing I had no idea who he was. I never played with him. I played this tournament a decent amount. So I'm assuming he's just kind of, I didn't look at his shark scope either.
Yeah. So. He was, there's maybe some merit to he's trying to make sure you call with an ace, but, and exploitatively not knock you out of the tournament so you don't fold, but...
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, I think that's a good place to kind of wrap up our first Vegas edition episode here. We're going to be hopefully giving you guys 2 to 3 episodes a week, probably starting with 2 just because we have a busy schedule, but we'll see how we're doing. But the goal is to kind of walk you through what we've done so far, hands we've experienced, and just other experiences in general. So it sounds like this will be a good time. We're both going to be here for a long time. So.
Yep.
Let's get after it. Right now we're recording our podcast in our Airbnb game room. We got 2 arcade machines. We got a foosball machine. We got
shuffleboards.
It's like with the salt on it or whatever, where you I don't know if it's shuffleboard, but shuffleboard's on the floor, I think. Anyways, but yeah, it's like one of those.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah, same kind of concept.
And then we got a pool table.
Pool
here.
table, a rolling TV, like a massive, like 70-inch rolling TV. This is a cool room. So I look forward to scooping you in some prop bets on whatever it is we do here.
Sure thing, buddy.
It's gonna be good, and maybe we'll talk about some of that stuff too. But other than that, we'll go ahead and wrap up here. I'm gonna go fire away. Wes is gonna go fire away. I got to take a shower because I'm stinky.
Yeah.
So sorry, bro.
I can't even smell you from here. So
All right, good. Glad to hear that. But anyways, we'll move forward, and we'll be back with another episode with you guys soon here. If you're out in Vegas, hopefully we'll catch up with you. If you're back at home, keep grinding, and we'll talk soon.